Donald Trump's plan to send his ICE goons to airports across the country has gone so poorly in its first 24 hours that even Republicans are coming out against it. John Thun first leaked that Donald Trump shut down any proposal that would fund TSA, while John Kennedy admitted as well that Donald Trump blew it up. But the worst Republican dagger to be stuck in Donald Trump's plan came from none other than Lauren Boebert, who shared a video so stupid and so ridiculous that it's just blown up Donald Trump's entire plan and ended any argument he could possibly make that this is a useful project and money well spent. First of all, no money on ICE is money well spent. We need to abolish ICE. But again, it started with the other Republicans that came out against this. Senator John Kennedy explicitly saying this is Donald Trump's fault on Fox. You, Senator Cruz, and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill through reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that. Senator Cthulhu submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said, no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal. I would first like to say all of the people out there who say, I don't do politics. I don't like politics. I don't want to talk about politics. Politics doesn't affect me. Oh, left, right, Republican, Democrat, it's all the same. Donald Trump has shut down airports across the country and not just shut them down, but made them almost inaccessible for multiple reasons. One, ICE at any time could shoot you. So I'd feel pretty uncomfortable at an airport. Two, ICE is making lines longer and more chaotic. And three, the exploding price of oil has made air traffic even more expensive, costly, and let's not forget unsafe because Donald Trump is president. And so Senator Kennedy is making clear there was a deal. Democrats wanted to get it done. 49 senators voted against it. Every single one of them was a Republican. Huh? Get that. Republicans don't want things to be cheaper for you. And everybody at an airport understands that because this traveler made it clear. What do you make of this ongoing chaos at the airports? Listen, I think it's terrible. I think it's well, I don't want to get political too much here, but I think they should solve this. And what I'm hearing is that there are some proposals on the table to get TSA, do funding for the TSA. Just flew in here and saw a bunch of ICE people down at the baggage claims. I'm not sure what they're doing at the baggage claims. I don't know if TSA, I don't know why. Would be people getting their baggage? Who do you blame for all this? Trump. Yeah, I really do. I mean, I've seen what's going on in Minneapolis, and I'm very opposed to some of the tactics of ICE. So I stand with the Democrats on this one. What about the fact that they're walking around without masks on? Does that help? No, not at all. And I'm watching downstairs. We all came in. You saw people bracing themselves, like, what the hell's going on here? And there were a lot of people who were taking pictures and sort of watching them. They were just milling around. They weren't even doing anything. I don't know. Just sort of chatting. I don't know what their function was. Now, this isn't just anecdotal evidence. Of course, travelers are going to say that. Look at this picture of an ICE agent literally just standing behind TSA, doing nothing at all, not helping in the Atlanta airport. And it's not just that they're not helping. We have seen violent encounters from ICE unnecessarily at airports, causing mass chaos and hurting people. This is illegal. We need to see your badge number. Show your badge number. Show us the badge. This is an illegal arrest. Show the badge number. Who wouldn't see this and blame Donald Trump? This is Donald Trump's fault. This is Donald Trump's TSA shutdown. These are Donald Trump's exploding travel costs. It is all Donald Trump. Republicans own our government and they are running it into the ground. So there is no spin that you could possibly put. And really, if you're a Republican, you shouldn't even try. But don't tell that to Lauren Boebert because that wouldn't stop her. Lauren had a great idea. How about I take out my phone, make a fun little video, and celebrate Donald Trump on the first day of his new plan? Watch it, realize what she said. Yeah, because it instantly backfired. So President Trump sends ICE agents to the airports across the country. And while the rest of our country has 3+ hour waits, thanks Democrats, Minneapolis Airport's TSA wait time right now is less than 5 minutes. Called it. Lauren Boebert said you can't make this stuff up. But that is exactly what Lauren Boebert did. Made it up. Journalist Kyle Clark, a Denver local journalist and incredible news anchor, wrote, local news reports from Minneapolis indicate their TSA wait times have been short throughout the partial government shutdown. And ICE is not, let me repeat, is not at the Minneapolis airport. ICE is not at the Minneapolis airport. Let me first say this because Donald Trump and his goons threw this plan together so last minute. There was no forethought. There was no objective or goal. It was just Donald Trump really trying to grab headlines, and they weren't there because they didn't plan for this. There's no strategy here. They're not trying to make you safer. We know that they're trying to cause chaos. They're not trying to speed up lines. It didn't happen. But Lauren Boebert starting a video in which I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she was a couple cocktails deep, because the way her phone was shaken, and she was all over the place. She starts this video by saying, you literally can't make this up. You can't make it up. The liberals can't deny this. President Trump did such a great job with ICE. You literally can make it up. First of all, because you did make it up, Lauren, I don't know what is a more humiliating indictment of Donald Trump's failed plan, that the only way that they can celebrate it is by lying. That is the only way that they can claim victory, is by lying. And Lauren Boebert, great job hammering home the point. Donald Trump is already kind of starting to retreat on this anyway. He told ICE agents that they need to wear, they can't wear, I should say, masks today. His reasoning, of course, was that, well, if ICE agents are wearing masks, it might be difficult to distinguish ICE agents from, any other person who could come into an airport and kidnap someone. And that would be dangerous. And if you think about that for half a second, you might also realize that's what's already happening and has already happened and is incredibly dangerous. Thank you for driving home the point even further. But Donald Trump is seeing these clips. He's seeing this anecdotal evidence of people saying, yeah, it is Donald Trump's fault. And there is no silver lining to anything that ICE is involved with. But as I said earlier in this video, all the people who don't do politics, I don't do politics. Shut the up. Jesus, politics is going to do you. You're going to get done. You're going to get so done by politics. Sorry, just upsets me. These people hopefully have to bump into the politics that they don't do now at the airport and realize, this flight is more expensive. These lines are pretty damn long. Why are people being arrested and grabbed by UN by armed and face-covered men? Maybe it's the president's fault. Maybe it's the Republican Congress's fault, because it is. And they're voting to keep it this way. Jessica Tarlov broke it all down for a propagandized to Fox News audience. There was a discharge petition in the House the Democrats brought forward last week that the Republicans refused to sign on to. And saying that Donald Trump is the one who gave an off-ramp, John Thune went to him this weekend and said, we have a deal on this. I want this. So Ted Cruz is enthusiastic about it. And I know Ted Cruz loves to get an airport open in case he has somewhere to go. But they were offering him, saying, we can get ICE funding done through reconciliation. We just need 51 votes for that. We have the numbers. We can reopen the airports the way that you need them to be. We can fund FEMA, Caesar, Coast Guard, etc. And Donald Trump said, no, I want the Save America Act, which you acknowledged last week, Dana, is not going to get passed. John Thune says it's not going to get passed. And it's not. Yeah, but that's not what Democrats are trying right now. They're saying, you want to fund it? Just fund it. Hopefully, it breaks through their numb little skulls. But yes, this is Donald Trump's fault. He is in charge of the government. Oh my God. I feel like I'm going crazy. We are going a little crazy, but I feel like I'm going crazy trying to repeat myself over and over and over again to these idiots. They're cattle. They will fall for anything that Donald Trump says. But I guess the only way that that'll change is if the pain is inflicted upon them. So great job, guys. I really hope that you are enjoying this experience. But like I said, the spin is just pure nonsense. Um, and one of the funniest examples, really, of this spin came from Tom Harman, who followed up Jessica's truthful performance on Fox by saying one of the most ironic lines to ever come out of that thumb's mouth. Just listen to what Tom Harman said. He wants to be stopping at airports, and they're voting not to protect this country. And look, Donald Trump made a brilliant move this week. He called me. He says, let's send ICE to the airport. I thought it was a smart move, and we're filling the holes. The wait lines already dropped. Plus, we're doing a security function at the airports. We're going to arrest criminals going through this airport. We're going to look for human trafficking, sex trafficking, money, you money smuggling. We're going to be at the airports working with our brothers and sisters of TSA. There are brothers and sisters within DHS. President Trump made a smart move. We're going to keep the airplanes flying. We're going to get the American people to those lines quicker. And we're not going to give up President Trump's promise to American people to make this country safer every day. And that's what we're going to keep doing. Tom Harman, 50K in the cover bag. 50K in cash in the cover bag. Tom Harman says that he wants to stop the money laundering. And you can see him kind of bite his tongue there for a second. He goes, the money launder, the money, something else about money. I'm not going to be specific, but there's something going on with money. There's a financial crime. Actually, let's not talk about financial crimes. Can we just pivot off the financial crimes? What an embarrassment these people are. They really just step in it themselves. They honestly, well, quite frankly, they make it too easy for me to point out how bad at this they are. And they're so bad. It's quite frankly, it's terrible. And I feel like this is the only way I can communicate to the idiots in MAGA. I have to dug like this and say we're not doing well. It's not good. We've said, wow, that's not good. And maybe it'll start to clock. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just have to do these videos as Trump, and then they'll start to pay attention and understand. Or the cost of your flights can double, and your plane tickets can get cancelled. And I don't know. And maybe that'll start to make it through their brains. But I don't want to have to get to that point. Politics is going to do you. Do politics, people out there. I'm begging. We are going to keep advocating for that on this show, even if I pull my hair out doing it. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Thank God you're not as dumb as Lauren Boebert. Enjoy that tonight. And until next time, I'll see you.